The gunshot cracked through the parking lot like thunder. Naya's knees buckled. She hit the concrete hard, palms scraping against asphalt. Warm liquid splashed across her face, her neck, her chest. Blood. She couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Her hands went to her body, frantically searching for the wound, her stomach, her chest, her sides. Nothing, no pain, no hole. The blood wasn't hers. Get down. The voice was sharp, commanding, Min-jae. Naya's head snapped up. He was on the ground, 10 feet away, one hand pressed against his shoulder. Blood seeped between his fingers, dark and thick. He jumped in front of her, taken the bullet. Min-jae, stay down. His voice cut through her panic. Don't move. Robert Peterson stood 20 yards away, gun still raised, his hand shaking violently. You moved, Peterson stammered. You weren't supposed to. 3 black SUVs screeched into the parking lot from different directions. Doors flew open. Men in suits poured out, guns drawn. Peterson's eyes went wide. He turned and ran. Alive, Min-jae said. His voice was steady despite the blood. I want him alive. 2 of the men took off after Peterson. The others surrounded Min-jae and Nia immediately. Sir, we need to move you. Her first. Min-jae's eyes found Nia's. Get her inside, now. I'm fine, Nia said. Her voice came out shaky. Wrong. You're the one who's inside, now. One of the men grabbed her arm, tried to pull her up. She yanked free. I'm not leaving you. Min-jae pushed himself up with his good arm. Blood dripped down his suit jacket, but his face showed nothing. No pain, no fear, just cold focus. You'll do what I tell you, he said, always. He looked at his men. Take her to the safe room. No one gets near her. No one. 2 men flanked Nia, gripping her arms firmly but not roughly. Min-jae, please. Go. Hi, loves. Wait. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, pause this right now and go watch it first. I'm serious. This is a continuation, and you'll be so confused without part 1. The link is in the description and pinned in the comments. Okay, for everyone who's caught up, welcome back, fam. I missed you. Did that part 1 cliffhanger have you stressed? Quick question before we dive in. Have you ever had that gut feeling that something was about to go wrong, but you stayed anyway? Drop a if yes, or if you would have ran. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me where you are watching from in the comments. They pulled her toward the warehouse entrance. Nia twisted in their grip, looking back. Min-jae was already on his phone, barking orders in Korean, blood still flowing from his shoulder. But his posture was straight, his voice clear, like he hadn't just been shot, like he was still in complete control. The warehouse door closed behind her, and Nia realized she was shaking. The safe room was in the back of the warehouse, reinforced walls, 1 entrance, no windows. Nia paced back and forth like a caged animal. Her hands were still covered in blood, his blood. She kept seeing it. The moment Peterson raised the gun, the flash, Min-jae's body jerking as the bullet hit. He'd moved so fast. 1 second he was 10 feet away. The next he was in front of her, taking a bullet meant for her. The door opened. Nia spun around. It wasn't Min-jae. A woman in her 40s entered, carrying a medical bag. Professional, calm. He's fine, the woman said before Nia could ask. Bullet went through the shoulder. Clean exit. He'll be sore for a few days, but he's already back on his feet. Where is he? Dealing with the situation. I want to see him. Not right now. The woman set the bag down, pulled out antiseptic wipes. Let me clean you up. Nia looked down at herself, blood on her face, her neck, her clothes, his blood. She let the woman wipe it away, but she couldn't stop shaking. He does this often? Nia asked quietly. Get shot? The woman paused. Not as often as you'd think, But yes, it happens. And he just keeps going? Mr. Kim doesn't stop for anything. Pain, blood, threats. The woman met her eyes. He's not like other men. He can't afford to be. What does that mean? It means the moment he shows weakness, people die. So he never shows weakness. Nia's throat tightened. That's not fair to him. No, but it's reality. 4 hours later, the door opened again. Min-jae walked in. He'd changed clothes, black shirt, black pants. His left arm hung slightly stiff, but he moved like nothing had happened. Nia was across the room in seconds. "You idiot!" she shoved him, hard. "You could have died." Min-jae caught her wrists before she could shove him again. "But I didn't. You took a bullet for me." "Yes. Why would you?" "Because you're mine to protect." His voice was matter-of-fact, like it was obvious. Nia's eyes burned with tears she refused to let fall. You can't keep throwing yourself in front of bullets. Then stop standing in front of guns." She wanted to hit him again. Instead, she buried her face in his chest and held on. Min-jae's good arm wrapped around her. "I'm fine," he said quietly. "I promise." "You were bleeding. I've bled before. That doesn't make it okay." "No, but it's over now." Nia pulled back, looked up at him. "Peterson?" "In custody, my custody. He'll answer for what he tried to do." "And then what?" Min-jae's jaw tightened. "Then I make sure no one ever tries this again." His phone buzzed. He pulled it out, read the message. His expression darkened. "What?" Nia asked. "David Peterson just filed an emergency injunction, claiming I'm unfit to run the company due to violent behavior. He's asking a judge to freeze my assets and transfer operational control to him as the surviving family member. He can't do that. He's doing it, and he has lawyers, good ones. What are you going to do?" Min-jae looked at her. "What I always do, win." The next morning, everything changed. Nia arrived at work to find the parking lot full of unfamiliar cars. Security guards she didn't recognize stood at the entrance. "ID," one of them said. "I work here." "ID?" She showed him her badge. He scanned it, frowned. "Wait here." He made a phone call, spoke quietly, then handed her badge back. "You're cleared, but you're being reassigned." "Reassigned? By who?" "New management." Nia's stomach dropped. Inside, the warehouse was crawling with men in suits, not Min-jae's people. Different faces, different energy. Shanice grabbed her arm the second she walked in. "Girl, where have you been? They've been looking for you." "Who has?" "Them." Shanice gestured at the suits. "They showed up at 6 a.m., said there's been a change in leadership, that Mr. Kim is under investigation for workplace violence and they're taking over operations temporarily." "That's bullshit." "I know, but they have paperwork, legal documents. They're saying the shooting last night proves he's unstable." "He was protecting me." "They're saying he brought violence to the workplace, that employees aren't safe." Shanice lowered her voice. "Nia, they're spinning this like he's the problem." "Where's Min-jae?" "No one knows. He hasn't been here." A man in an expensive suit approached them. Late 40s, cold eyes, familiar face. Nia's blood ran cold. He looked exactly like the man Min-jae had killed on the first day he started. "Miss Carter," the man said. "I'm David Peterson, Robert's brother, and the late Mr. Peterson's brother. I believe you knew them both." Nia didn't respond. "I'm taking over operations here. Temporarily, of course, until the legal matters are resolved." He smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. "I hope we can work together productively." "Where's Min-jae?" "Mr. Kim is dealing with some complications, legal complications. Nothing for you to worry about." "I want to talk to him." "That won't be possible right now." He's been advised by his attorneys to limit contact with employees while the investigation is ongoing. Investigation into what? Workplace violence, weapons charges, several other matters. David's smile widened. But I'm sure it will all be resolved soon. In the meantime, I'll be ensuring this facility runs smoothly and safely. He walked away. Shanice grabbed Nia's hand. "This is bad," she whispered. "This is really bad." By lunch, the whispers had started. Nia sat alone in the break room. Marcus walked past without looking at her. Keisha avoided eye contact. Even Shanice seemed nervous. "What's going on?" Nia asked when Shanice finally sat down. "People are scared," Shanice said quietly. "The new security guys have been asking questions about you, about Mr. Kim, about who knew what." "Knew what?" "About the relationship between you two." Shanice's voice dropped even lower. "They're saying you were sleeping with him, that you were part of all this, that you knew about the violence. That's insane." "I know, but people are scared, Nia. They don't want to be associated with anything that might get them in trouble. So, they're just going to pretend they don't know me. It was never hidden." Shanice didn't answer, because the answer was yes. Nia stood up. "I need some air." She walked out to the loading dock, tried to breathe, tried not to cry. Someone cleared their throat behind her. She turned. One of the new security guards stood there, young, nervous. "Miss Carter?" "What?" "Mr. Peterson wants to see you in the main office." "I'm on break." He said it's urgent. Nia followed him inside. David Peterson sat behind what used to be Min-jae's desk. "Close the door," he said to the guard. The guard left. David gestured to a chair. "Sit." "I'd rather stand." "Suit yourself." He leaned back. "I want to make something very clear, Miss Carter. My brothers are dead because of Kang Min-jae, both of them, and you helped him." "I didn't." "You were with him. You knew what he was, what he did, and you stayed. Because he was protecting people." "Is that what you think?" David laughed. "He's a criminal, Miss Carter, a killer. He took my family's business by force, murdered my brother in cold blood, and now he's tried to frame us as the villains." "You are the villains." David's smile vanished. "Be very careful what you say next." "Or what? You'll shoot me too?" "I don't need to shoot you. I can make your life here miserable enough that you'll quit on your own. And trust me, without Min-jae's protection, you're just another temp worker. Replaceable. Forgettable." Nia's fists clenched. "I'm not going anywhere." "We'll see." He waved his hand. "You're dismissed." Nia left the office. Her hands were shaking, but not from fear, from rage. The days blurred together. David Peterson ran the warehouse with an iron fist. Security watched everyone constantly. Productivity quotas doubled. Break times were cut. Anyone who complained was written up. And Nia was isolated. No one sat with her at lunch. No one talked to her during shifts. Even Shanice kept her distance in public. The whispers followed her everywhere. She brought this war here. He wouldn't have gotten shot if not for her. She thinks she's special because she was sleeping with the boss. On the third day, someone left a note on her locker. "Go back to where you came from." On the fourth day, her tires were slashed. On the fifth day, she found her workspace trashed, equipment broken, papers scattered. No one saw anything. No one knew anything. Nia tried to report it to security. They shrugged. "Probably just an accident. My workspace was destroyed. Things happen. This isn't an accident. You have proof?" She didn't. On the fifth day, she tried calling Min-jae. The number was disconnected. She went to his apartment. The building security wouldn't let her up. "Mr. Kim is not receiving visitors." "I need to see him." "No visitors. Those are his instructions." "Just tell him I'm here, please." The security guard shook his head. I'm sorry, miss. I have my orders. Naya stood outside the building for an hour. He never came down. That night, she cried herself to sleep. While Nia suffered, Min-jae was anything but inactive. He just wasn't visible. In a private office across the city, Min-jae sat with 3 men, his accountant, his lawyer, and someone new, a woman in her 30s, sharp eyes, tailored suit. This is Ji-won, Min-jae said. She'll be taking over legitimate operations once this is resolved. Ji-won nodded at the men. I've reviewed the financials. Everything David Peterson is claiming is fabricated. The real issue is proving it before he consolidates power. How long? Min-jae asked. 2 weeks, maybe 3. He's moving fast, but he's sloppy. He'll make mistakes. I don't have 3 weeks. Then we accelerate. Min-jae's lawyer spoke up. The injunction hearing is in 4 days. If we can present evidence of criminal activity on his part before then, we can flip this. What kind of evidence? Financial, communications, anything that shows he's not acting in the company's interest. Min-jae looked at his accountant. How deep can you dig? As deep as you want, but it'll take time. You have 2 days. The accountant paled. That's 2 days. He nodded. Min-jae stood up. David Peterson thinks he's won because I'm quiet. He thinks I'm weak because I'm not visible. And are you? Ji-won asked. Min-jae smiled, cold, dangerous. I'm giving him enough rope to hang himself, and when he's done tying the noose, I'll kick the chair out from under him. While Min-jae planned, his network moved. People David Peterson didn't even know existed. A warehouse supervisor David had fired showed up at Min-jae's office. He's cutting corners, safety equipment, maintenance, all to boost his profit margins. Document everything. A delivery driver brought shipping manifests. He's routing shipments through dummy companies, skimming product, selling it off books. Keep records. One of David's own security guards, someone Min-jae had planted weeks ago, provided intel. He's meeting with someone tomorrow, private, off-site. I don't know who, but it's secret. Follow him. Get photos. Min-jae didn't need to be at the warehouse to control it. He'd built this empire for years. 1 week of David Peterson playing boss wouldn't undo that. On the 7th day, Min-jae finally contacted Nia. A car pulled up outside her apartment at midnight. Not one of his usual drivers, someone new. Mr. Kim wants to see you, the driver said. Nia got in without hesitation. They drove to an abandoned construction site on the edge of the city. Min-jae stood in the center of the empty lot, hands in his pockets. He looked different, harder, colder, like something had shifted. Nia ran to him. Where have you been? I've been trying to reach you for days. I know. Then why? I needed space to handle things. Handle what? David Peterson took over the warehouse. He's turning everyone against me, against us. I'm working on it. Working on it? Min-jae, I'm being isolated at work. People won't even look at me. Someone slashed my tires, trashed my workspace, and you just disappeared. I had to. Why? He didn't answer. Nia grabbed his arm. Talk to me, please. Min-jae pulled away gently. You should stay away from the warehouse for a while. I can't just not show up. I need this job. I'll take care of you financially. That's not the point. Then what is the point? The point is, I want to be with you. I want to help you fix this. Movement in the shadows caught Naya's eye. She turned. 2 men emerged from behind a shipping container, both armed, both pointing guns at Min-jae. Well, well, one of them said. Peterson was right. You did come alone. Nia's heart stopped. Min-jae didn't move. You should leave, he said quietly to the men. We don't take orders from you anymore. The man grinned. David Peterson runs things now, and he doesn't want you around. Last chance, Min-jae said. Walk away. The men laughed. You're unarmed, injured, and outnumbered. Min-jae moved, faster than Naya had ever seen him move. He closed the distance between them in 2 steps, grabbed the first man's gun, twisted it sideways, pulled the trigger. The second man dropped. The first man barely had time to react before Min-jae snapped his wrist, took the gun, and fired once. Clean, efficient, no hesitation. Both men dead in less than 5 seconds. Silence. Nia stood frozen. Blood pooled around the bodies. Min-jae checked them both, made sure they were dead. Then he turned to Nia. His expression was empty. We need to go. You killed them. Yes. Both of them. Yes. Nia's voice shook. Min-jae. Get in the car, Nia. You didn't have to. Get in the car. She didn't move. Min-jae stepped closer. They came here to kill me, and probably you. I did what was necessary. There has to be another way. There isn't. You can't just keep killing people. Why not? His voice was cold, flat. That's what I do. That's who I am. No, you're more than that. Am I? He gestured at the bodies. First time we met, I killed 1 man. You watched me do it. Nia's throat tightened. Tonight, I killed 2. He held up 2 fingers. Next time, it might be 3, 4, 5. Stop. This is my life, Nia. This is what being with me means. I know. Do you? He moved closer. Because right now, you look terrified. Of me. I'm not. You are. Nia opened her mouth to argue, but the words wouldn't come, because he was right. She was terrified, not of him, but of what he might become, what he was becoming. Min-jae's expression softened, just for a second. I love you, he said quietly. That's why you have to leave. No. One day, the people I kill won't be strangers. They'll be people you know, people you care about, and the day after that. He trailed off. What? Nia whispered. One day it might be you. Her breath caught. You don't know that. I know enough. He took her face in his hands, gentle. You don't deserve this life. You don't deserve me. That's not your choice to make. Yes, it is. He kissed her forehead, then let her go. Goodbye, Nia. Min-jae. He walked away, into the darkness, and he didn't look back. Nia stood there, tears streaming down her face, but she couldn't stop staring at the spot where Min-jae had disappeared. The man she loved, the man who just walked away. To save her. The breakup devastated Nia, but for Min-jae it freed him. No more holding back, no more hesitation, no more pretending to be anything other than what he was. Dangerous. The next morning, 3 of David Peterson's key suppliers received visits, not from Min-jae, from people who worked for him. The message was simple. Continue working with Peterson, lose everything else. By noon, all 3 had severed their contracts. David Peterson's logistics chain collapsed. That afternoon, 2 of David's security team quit. No explanation. Just gone. The ones who remained were paranoid, jumping at shadows. By evening, someone had leaked David's personal financial records to a competitor, showing massive debts, questionable investments, desperate cash grabs. His reputation in the business community started crumbling, and through it all, Min-jae stayed invisible, operating from the shadows, pulling strings no one else could see. Ji-won met with him that night. He's panicking, she said, making mistakes, lashing out. Good. He's also getting more violent. 2 workers were hospitalized today. He claimed they were stealing. Min-jae's jaw tightened. Names? Marcus Rivera, Danny Chen. Nia's friends. Yes. Min-jae stood up, paced. He's trying to draw me out. It's working. No, it's not. Min-jae stopped, looked at her. Because I'm not going to react emotionally. I'm going to end this strategically. How? By giving him exactly what he wants. 3 weeks passed. Nia went to work, did her job, came home, repeat. She didn't hear from Min-jae, didn't see him, didn't even know if he was alive. But the warehouse changed. David Peterson's control tightened, more security, stricter rules. And then people started disappearing, not obviously, just not showing up one day. Marcus came back after 3 days in the hospital, bruised, quiet. What happened? Naya asked. I don't want to talk about it. Marcus, I said I don't want to talk about it. He walked away. Danny was worse, broken arm, black eye. He wouldn't even look at Naya. Shanice pulled her aside one evening. We have to do something, she whispered. This is getting out of control. Like what? I don't know, but people are getting hurt, and no one's stopping it. Min-jae? Min-jae's gone, Nia. He left. We're on our own. Nia wanted to argue, but she couldn't, because Shanice was right. That night, Nia couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about everything, the violence, the fear. Min-jae's words. One day it might be you. And something David Peterson had said. Until the legal matters are resolved. What legal matters? Nia sat up in bed, grabbed her laptop, started searching. Public records showed nothing. No charges against Min-jae, no investigation, nothing. So what was David talking about? Then she remembered. The original Mr. Peterson, what Min-jae had said about him. He was working with criminals. What if there was proof? What if it still existed? Nia looked at the clock. 2 a.m., the warehouse would be nearly empty. Just night security, and the old server room in the basement. She grabbed her jacket. The warehouse was quiet when she arrived. The night guard was someone she recognized. Working late? He asked. Forgot something in my office. He waved her through. The basement was dark, dusty, full of old equipment and forgotten furniture. And in the back corner, the server room, still locked. Nia pulled out a screwdriver from her bag. Worked the lock. It took 15 minutes, but it gave. Inside, rows of servers and old monitors. Most dead, but 3 still humming. Nia powered on the main terminal, started searching archived footage, months of recordings. She went back to the week before Min-jae's takeover. Found the office camera. Started watching. The first hour was boring, just Mr. Peterson doing paperwork. Then someone entered, a man in his 50s, expensive suit. They talked. Naya couldn't hear audio, but she read lips. Shipment, payment, weapons. Her pulse quickened. She kept watching. More meetings, more men. David Peterson appeared multiple times. And Robert, all 3 brothers, working together. Then she found the day of the killing from before. The man Min-jae shot was there that morning, in Peterson's office. They argued. Peterson handed him something, a badge. Nia's hands shook. Federal agent. She kept watching. The agent walked onto the warehouse floor, started photographing things, recording. Then Min-jae arrived, the confrontation. But the camera angle showed what the workers hadn't seen. The agent drew first, reached for his gun. Min-jae reacted. Self-defense. Nia's mind raced. She searched for more, found footage from other dates, meetings between all 3 Peterson brothers, planning, coordinating shipments, using the warehouse as a front for illegal operations, weapons, drugs, everything. Then she found the final piece, the parking lot footage from the night she was shot at. David Peterson was there, in the background, talking to Robert, handing him the gun. They'd planned it together, all of it. Nia's heart pounded. This was it. Proof, real proof. She grabbed a USB drive from her bag, started copying everything, every file, every video. It took an hour. When it was done, she deleted her access logs and left. The sun was rising when she got home. She sat on her couch, staring at the USB drive. This could change everything. Expose the Petersons, clear Min-jae. But how? Going to the police felt risky. David probably had connections there. She needed someone she could trust, someone who'd know what to do with this. Nia pulled out her phone, called Marcus. "Hello?" His voice was groggy. "I need your help." "Nia, it's 6 a.m. "I know, but this is important. I found something." Silence. Then, "What did you find?" "Evidence. Against the Petersons. All of them." "What kind of evidence?" "The kind that proves they were criminals. That Min-jae was protecting us, not threatening us." Marcus was quiet for a long moment. "Where are you?" "Home." "I'm coming over." 20 minutes later, Marcus sat on her couch, watching the footage. His expression grew darker with each video. "Oh my God," he whispered. "I know. This is everything." "What do we do with it?" Marcus thought. "Not the police. Not yet. David probably has people there." "Then who?" "Media. Federal investigators. People who can't be bought off." He looked at her. "We leak this everywhere, all at once. Make it impossible to cover up." "You're sure?" "I'm sure." He stood up. "But we need help. We can't do this alone." "Who?" "Everyone. Shanice, Danny, Keisha, anyone who's been hurt by this. They're scared. They're angry. There's a difference." Marcus was right. When Nia showed Shanice the footage, she cried. "I knew it," she whispered. "I knew something was wrong." Danny watched in silence, then nodded. "I'm in." Keisha brought 2 more workers. Then those workers brought others. Within 24 hours, a dozen people knew, and all of them wanted justice. They worked carefully, copied the footage multiple times, sent it to different outlets simultaneously. Local news, national news, federal investigators, business regulators, everyone, with detailed notes explaining what each video showed. And by the time David Peterson woke up the next morning, it was already too late. The story had exploded. Peterson family criminal enterprise exposed. Warehouse used for weapons and drug trafficking. Federal agent killed in criminal operation. Corporate takeover built on lies. Every major outlet picked it up. David Peterson was arrested at the warehouse, live on television, FBI agents, federal marshals, the works. The workers watched from inside. Some cheered, some cried, all of them felt relief. Nia stood at the back, watching David being led away in handcuffs, his face twisted with rage, screaming about lawyers, about injustice, about being framed. No one listened. Shanice found Nia, hugged her tight. "We did it," she whispered. "Yeah, we did." But Nia's mind was elsewhere, on Min-jae, wondering where he was, if he knew, if he was safe. 3 days later, someone knocked on her door. Nia opened it. Min-jae stood there. He looked different, lighter, like a weight had been lifted. "Hi," he said. "Hi." They stared at each other. "You did it," Min-jae said finally. "You exposed them. We did it, all of us. You led them." Nia crossed her arms. "You left me." "I know. You said it was to protect me." "It was. Well, I didn't need your protection. I needed you." Min-jae stepped closer. "I was wrong." "About what?" "About thinking I had to leave to keep you safe. About thinking you couldn't handle this life." He took her hands. "You're stronger than I gave you credit for." "Damn right I am." He smiled, actually smiled. "I'm sorry." "For what?" "For walking away, for making that choice without you, for everything." Nia wanted to stay mad, but she couldn't. "You're an idiot," she said. "I know." And if you ever leave me like that again, I'll kill you myself. Noted. She pulled him inside and kissed him hard. When they broke apart, Min-jae rested his forehead against hers. I meant what I said, he whispered. I love you. I love you too, even though you're impossible. I know. They stood there, holding each other. So what happens now? Nia asked. Min-jae pulled back, looked at her seriously. I'm done. Done with what? This life, the mafia, the violence, all of it. Nia's eyes widened. You're serious? Yes, I've been planning it for weeks. The company is going legitimate, completely. I'm handing operations to someone I trust. Who? Her name is Ji-won. She's been with me for years. Accountant, strategic planner. She knows the business better than anyone, and she's not connected to any criminal operations. You trust her? With my life, with our future. And you? Min-jae took her hands again. I'm leaving, getting out while I still can, while I still have a choice. Leaving where? Anywhere we want, everywhere we want, somewhere we can start over, build something real. Nia's heart raced. You're asking me to run away with you. I'm asking you to build a life with me, a real life, no violence, no danger, no looking over our shoulders, just us. And if I say no, then I'll stay, and I'll fight for you every day until you say yes. Nia laughed, tears in her eyes. You really are impossible. Is that a yes? She kissed him again. Yes. 6 months later, the warehouse ran smoothly under Ji-won's leadership. She was efficient, fair, strategic. Workers were paid properly, treated well. Safety standards improved. Productivity increased without the fear. Marcus got promoted to senior logistics coordinator. Shanice became floor supervisor. Danny managed quality control. Everyone who'd helped expose the Petersons was rewarded. And the warehouse, it thrived, legitimately. Nia and Min-jae were in Vancouver, small apartment overlooking the water. Min-jae consulted for legitimate businesses, strategy, efficiency, growth. Nia went back to school, business management, with plans for an MBA. They lived quietly, grocery shopping on Sundays, cooking dinner together, movie nights, morning coffee on the balcony. Normal, beautifully, wonderfully normal. One evening, Min-jae came home with flowers in a small box. What's this? Nia asked. Open it. Inside was a ring, simple, elegant, perfect. Min-jae? He got down on one knee. Let me do this a second time. I know we said we'd take things slow, build a normal life first, but I don't want to wait anymore. He looked up at her. Marry me, Nia. Be my wife, my partner, my everything. Tears streamed down her face. Yes, God, yes. He slid the ring onto her finger, stood, pulled her into his arms. I promise you, he whispered. No more violence, no more danger, just us, always. Just us, she agreed. The wedding was 3 months later, small ceremony in a garden overlooking the ocean. Shanice flew in as maid of honor. Marcus walked Nia down the aisle. Ji-won attended, bringing flowers from the warehouse team. Min-jae wore a gray suit. Nia wore a simple white dress. They exchanged vows they'd written themselves. I promise to choose you, Nia said, every day, no matter what comes. I promise to be worthy of that choice, Min-jae replied. To build a life with you that has no shadows, only light. They kissed, everyone cheered, and it was perfect. That night, they stood on their balcony. The city lights sparkled below them. Do you miss it? Nia asked quietly. The power? The control? Min-jae wrapped his arms around her. No. Really? Really? He kissed the top of her head. I spent years building an empire I didn't even want, becoming someone I didn't recognize, all because I thought that's what it took to survive. And now? Now I have you, and that's all I need. Nia turned in his arms, looked up at him. I'm glad I got in the wrong car that day. Min-jae smiled. So am I. They kissed under the stars, two people who'd found each other in darkness and chosen the light, together, always. Then, they had another visitor, unexpected, there in Vancouver. It was meant to be over. Peace. How? No. They finally had peace. They got married. They moved to Canada. And now this? Who do you think is at that door? Vote now, Thanes. Someone from Min-jae's past seeking revenge. The Mafia pulling him back in. Someone they thought was dead. Something completely unexpected. Drop your theories in the comments. I'm reading all of them. And hey, if you just jumped into part 2 without watching part 1, baby, go back. Watch from the beginning. Binge the whole series. Binge my channel too. Binge the video before this one. You're missing so much context. All parts are linked in the description. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because part 3 is going to be insane and you do not want to miss it. Thank you for watching, for commenting, for being here. You guys are the reason I keep creating. See you in part 3, fam. Trust me. You are not ready for what's coming.